So, you're at the infamous intermediate plateau, and you're not progressing like you were in the beginner phase. Does that sound about right? Well, put my words from today's video into action, and you'll go from this guy.
Je m'appelle Alex, j'apprends le français depuis 8 années, mais je ne parle pas bien. Désolé.
Tu parles très bien. To this guy.
Alors, moi, c'est Alex et ça fait 8 ans que j'apprends le français.
Et tu le parles très très bien. Waouh.
Merci, c'est gentil.
That is, if you want to sound like him. Du coup, si vous êtes prêts, allez, c'est parti. Salut tout le monde. Alors, how am I an authority for teaching you about how to overcome the intermediate plateau in French? Well, if you're new here, I'm English and I learned French as an adult. And at around the B1 level, or early intermediate level, I moved to France all by myself. I came through the struggles of this guy, and I'm now pretty fluent. Learning French is about far more than stuffing vocab and grammar into your head. You have to deal with your ego and willpower and many other things. The intermediate plateau tests those on a huge scale. So in this video, I'm going to break down some reasons why you might be at the intermediate plateau, followed by actionable tips for overcoming it. Spoiler alert, understanding why you're there is the first step to overcoming it. So don't skip this part. But first of all, qu'est-ce que c'est le plateau intermédiaire? I like to define the intermediate plateau as this frustrating period that can seemingly have no end. A stage where you have the possibility, theoretically, to have more than a simple conversation, but yet feeling like an actual adult human being in French is such a slog. You don't know what to do to get past it or how long to do it for. It's where a lot of people quit because of uncertainty and doubt. So, the first thing on my list of reasons why you're at the intermediate plateau is that you're consuming more French than you're producing. It's pretty logical when you think about it. If your only French activities per week are reading and watching YouTube videos and there's no speaking involved, your speaking won't get better. And it tends to be with speaking that we judge our French the most, and yet we simply don't speak enough. The second thing is more like a number 1.5 because it's that you might be speaking plenty of French or enough that would be taking you forward, but you're speaking too much to the wrong people, like this guy. Alors, okay, let's talk about what you just said. Très. It shouldn't be très, it should be très. The same with après. It shouldn't be après, it should be après.
D'accord.
Quoi d'autre? You said j'ai arrivé à 20h. It should be je suis arrivé à 20h. I've told you this maybe 20 times. And pratiquer. Didn't you watch Alex's last video? It's pratiquer.
Ok.
Oh là là, on a du travail à faire.
D'accord.
It's natural for us as humans to focus on the negatives, but if all you hear is feedback about your mistakes and very little to none on what you say well, you're going to feel that you aren't progressing. That becomes your reality. Number 3 is that you've got what we call limiting beliefs. Check this out.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Alex et ma femme Delilah.
Salut.
Enchanté. You're the English couple, right?
Oh, my French was clearly crap. Better switch to English.
Yes, that's right, but we've been here for 6 months already.
So instead of giving it a go to talk about what isn't actually too much of a difficult topic, he switches to English right away. And this is caused by having the limiting belief of not being good enough. Well, my friend, you only get there by trying in the first place. This is just one of many, many examples of limiting beliefs that keep us stuck at the intermediate plateau through leading us to inaction. Identify yours either by yourself or with the help of my exercises that are inside my community. Comparison with others is number 4. Some argue that the intermediate plateau exists only in our mind, and I tend to agree to a certain extent. If you are constantly measuring yourself against others that are learning the language, you'll often be disappointed about your own level. Only compare yourself to the you from yesterday, last week, last month, or last year. You are only in control of your actions, not those of others. If you can see indisputable evidence of progress, then you will no longer feel like you've plateaued. And double win, that will fuel you to keep going and going, leading to more progress and confidence. I've seen it time and again in my students. Number 5 on the list of reasons why you're at the intermediate plateau can be illustrated by the Dunning-Kruger effect. Imagine this curve roughly shows a typical French journey from start to finish, right? We start off at low confidence and low competence, and our confidence rises tremendously fast during the beginner phase. We feel like we're doing great, but we're actually ignorant to the fact that we know relatively little. The intermediate phase gives us a lot more access to the language and the possibilities, and it's there that we realize how little we actually know. So our confidence takes a huge hit and progress can therefore feel like a real slog. However, we are actually still moving forward at the same pace as before. It's just that what we think we need to learn in order to get to our goal of fluency or confidence now seems a lot further away. So knowing this, is the plateau real or in our mind? And if it is in our mind, is that enough to make it real? We love philosophical questions here at French in Plain Sight. What are you thinking so far? Leave a comment down below to let me know what you think about these reasons why you may be stuck at the intermediate plateau. Alors, so those are some ideas for why you might be at the intermediate plateau with your French, and I alluded to some solutions to overcome it, but let's now look properly at some actionable steps to take. The first one is simple to say, but it takes daily practice, and that is to accept that the intermediate stage is simply much bigger and longer than the beginner stage. It's not you, it's not your fault, c'est normal that it takes longer to move forward, but also remember the Dunning-Kruger effect, and that you are moving forward at the same pace. It can just take longer to see differences in competence. The second step is to actually ask people who you only speak to periodically in French if they notice an improvement, and if so, where? Ask them to be really honest. You are living with yourself 24/7, but this person only speaks to you once in a while and will be much better placed to notice significant signs of progress. Numéro 3 is to spend a week meticulously tracking your French time. For any activity that is remotely French related, track the time using a free tool like Toggle. I'll leave a link to it down below. This will help you understand where you're putting your time and energy. Often, you'll be surprised at where that time is going. From there, you'll be able to put more time into speaking if necessary. Usually, it's necessary. Number 4 is to have a specific intention behind your interactions. This will make what might have otherwise been an aimless conversation more purposeful, and you'll be able to know by the end of it how much you got better. An example of an intention could just be a theme like le foot, or more specifically, le résumé du match de foot d'hier. It takes a lot of repetition and practice, but making your conversations measurable lets you know that you are improving, which a lot of the time at the intermediate plateau is not easy to know. Numéro 5 is something that encompasses all of the previous points, but it is to develop the right mindset that you need to embody if you want to consistently move forward at the intermediate level and not be too disheartened when you have a bad day. It will allow you to bounce back quickly. The right mindset involves knowing how to overcome limiting beliefs, knowing how to navigate blockages in conversations, and how to shape the optimal schedule for your French. By the way, all the things I've covered in this video are things I coach my students to develop, and coming very, very soon is a very special program I'm excited to bring you to help you do the same. Check it out in the description to put your name down and get first access to it when it launches. Merci beaucoup à mes supporters de la chaîne et aux membres de la communauté CFSC. Je vous reverrai tous dans la prochaine vidéo. Ciao, ciao tout le monde!